Hey guys, what's up? This is Chase Bros again, and welcome back to part 2 in this video series of how to never lose at Tic Tac Toe. If you have not watched part 1 yet, I would highly recommend that you go back and watch that video first. In that video, we discussed the corner game. In this video, part 2, we're going to be talking about the middle game, or in other words, how to best win if you go in the middle first, and how to avoid losing if your opponent goes into the middle first. Before we get started, I wanted to mention a couple things. First of all, there's a reason why I gave these videos the title that it has. The reason why I didn't title it How to Always Win at Tic Tac Toe is because that is not possible. It's impossible to win every single game of Tic Tac Toe. Even if you play perfect every single game, you will still both tie and win. Hence the name of this video, How to Never Lose at Tic Tac Toe. Also, please remember that I'm not going over every single game possible in these videos. That would be extremely boring. This is why I'm trying to keep these videos as simple as possible. I'm only giving you just the bare minimum that you need to know so that you will never lose. Now, if you do run into a game or scenario that I did not show in these videos, the rule that you need to apply is use common sense. What I mean by that is if a guy has 2 in a row, obviously block him. Or don't set a guy up so that on his next turn he can have 2 different ways to win. You just need to pay attention a little more and think when you run into those situations, and I promise you, you'll never lose. So enough of that, let's get started. So as I said before, this video is going to be all about the middle game. Now if I go into the middle first, and my opponent for their first move goes into any one of these side spaces, they will automatically lose if you follow the next 2 simple rules that I'm going to give you. So let's say that they go into any one of these side spaces. Let's just pick one. Let's say the top one right here. Now the first rule that you need to follow to guarantee yourself the win is to go right next to them, okay, or right to the side of them. And it doesn't matter which one you pick. It could be on either side of him. Just pick one. Let's say right here. Now, if your opponent is thinking straight, they're obviously going to block you right now. Okay, now the second rule now that you need to follow in order to guarantee yourself the win is you need to pick the one spot that will give you a triangle shape if you were to trace over your moves with your finger, and will give you 2 ways to win. Okay, it wouldn't be this spot right here, because although that gives you a triangle shape, it doesn't give you 2 ways to win. There's only one spot, and it's right here. If I go on that spot, you see it gives me that triangle shape, and I have 2 ways to win. So now it doesn't matter which spot he picks to block, I can still win. Let's say he goes right here. Boom, I still win. So what do you do when you go in the middle first, but your opponent does not go in one of those side spaces, but rather they go in the corner? Is it just going to end in a tie, or can you still win? Well, let me show you. When I go in the middle first, if my opponent does not go in one of the side spaces, but rather goes in the corner, then the best move now for me to do is to go right behind myself in this last lower right corner here. When I go there, guess what? My opponent still has 4 ways to lose, and it's still those side spaces, just like in the beginning when I went in the middle first. So now if he goes in one of those, you can still win. So let's say he just goes in one of these. Let's just pick one. Okay, if he goes there, now all I need to do now is apply that second rule that I gave you, and that is to form a triangle that will then give me 2 ways to win. And remember, there's only one spot. And you guessed it, it's right up here in the top right corner. Now I have 2 ways to win, and it doesn't matter which one he blocks. So if he blocks this one, I can still win. So after watching this video, you should know how to best win when you go in the middle first, And obviously, if you understand these rules, you should also understand how to avoid losing if your opponent goes into the middle first. Thanks for watching, and be sure to watch part 3 in this video series of how to never lose at Tic Tac Toe.